Chicken 1 2 check 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 1 2 check. All right. Checkity check check. Welcome to our October 24th night of hockey in the NJHL. We've got the High Prairie Red Wings at home against the Edson Eagles, two teams that have had an ongoing rivalry for a few years, so it should be an interesting game. The Eagles have got some new faces, as do the Red Wings this season, so we'll see what happens. I'm only one guy up in the booth here, so I don't have my regular team with me, so if I hit a couple wrong camera switches, go easy on me.
Tansi, hello to all people of Turtle Island. As Grand Chief of Lesser Slave Lake Indian Regional Council and Chief of Driftball Cree Nation, I welcome you here to Treaty 8 territory and recognize the Lesser Slave Lake nations of Driftball, Kapowino, Saward, Sucker Creek, and Swan River. This land is a traditional area of ancestral territory of the Cree people since time immemorial and homelands of the Métis people. The recognition of our history on this land and waters is an act of reconciliation, and we honor those who walk with us. Hi, hi.
Check. All right, that's our land acknowledgement and the end of the national anthem. We'll get ready to go at center ice here, I'm sure. And right off the bat, we've got Jack Garner in goal for the Red Wings. And we're off. Eagles, immediate shot on net. In the slot, nobody there for the deflection. Eagles, another shot towards the net. Ends up behind a Red Wings goal. A little bit of a crunch action there. Eagles starting off strong. Noah Cunningham gets the block there and gets the puck. And that is a shot by Edson right in front of the blue paint. We've got a one goal game, folks. They said they were going to get me a couple players up here that knew some of the names, but that didn't happen. So we're going to try to keep an eye on the game sheet and get some of the names as we go. A few of them I know, but Edson again, right up to the net, off the post. Close one there. Looking for another shot. Over the net and into the mesh. We're going to have a face-off. It looks like they're getting quite a collection of pucks behind that net. The netting is loose over top on the west side. About 10 or 12 pucks back there. Red Wings get it dumped in. That was Jay Cuthbert. Good to see Chris Couture back in the lineup wearing number 10 this season with the Red Wings. Garner is going to glove that one and go for the face-off in their zone. People are yelling, hit him. Red Wings gain possession. Chris Couture in his own zone. Going to get cleared out through the neutral zone. The Eagles dump it back in. Schneider with a little hit on Cuthbert right in front of the Red Wings bench. Couture again over. Cardinals trying to be a pest there in the zone. Here come the Eagles again, and it looks like the Red Wings are going to get possession of that. Gets tipped out and ends up on a Eagles stick by Craig. Heading right in. Kick to the side. Red Wings gain possession. Dump it up through. Nice stick there by Edson. Oh, they hit at center ice there. A little bit of action behind the play. Dumped into the corner by Edson. Red Wings going to go back and get that. Regroup behind their net. Dumped in by Baker, and he goes for a change. No icing, they say. It's a race. Big E takes a little bit of a trip there on the leg sticking out in the corner. Shot on net. Garner's going to glove that one down. Noah Cunningham going to take this face-off for the Red Wings. Red Wings went for a quick chip out, but it hit a Edson player and stayed in the zone. It's in the corner. Campbell clears it up. Owen Paul in the corner is a whistle on that one. Nice little play on that one. Shot just wide of the net. Tic-tac-toe. Eagles give chase into the Red Wings zone. Big E up to Ty Cunningham. A little bit of a battle in the corner in the Edson zone. Shot on, hits him in the shoulder. Yeah, we're going to head back to the Red Wing zone. Not enough on it for an icing. Red Wings reset behind their net. That one hits an Edson player, doesn't get cleared. Red Wings back behind their own net. Hits the ref that time. Rather than going behind the net, they're just going to go straight out. Jordan Anderson dumps it up into the neutral zone, and Owen Paul clears it into the corner in the Edson zone. Off a shin guard. Edson feeds that ahead through the neutral zone. Just wide of the net on the glove side. Right back out to the neutral zone. Edson heads back into their own zone to reset behind their net. No stopping there. Here comes Edson. Too far in that pass. Too far away. Battle in the corner. Edson gets possession, retains possession. Red Wings get it, blast it out. And that one's going to reach the other end of the ice. Come back to the Red Wings end and do the face-off. Let's get over here. Gaucher for the Eagles. Got his pocket picked a little bit there. Like Ty Cunningham lost his twig there. Dumped all the way back down. Behind the Edson net. Gaucher's going to get ready to head out. Here he comes. Up to Schneider. Back out into the neutral zone. Looks like Gaucher is going to reset. He's got Noah Cunningham after him. Hardy gets the puck. Off a couple skates, and it does end up offside. We've got 13 minutes remaining. We've got a one-goal game with the Eagles leading. Eagles clear it out, but does not end up all the way out. They're going to reset again. Give it a try. Broken up at center ice by Cardinal. Gardner's going to hang on to that one. We're going to have a face-off. Eagles gain possession after the face-off on that one. Head into the corner. Man down. Couture clears it out. Ends up on Sprague's stick for Edson. Behind the Red Wings net. Cleared out. Nearly to the blue line. Sprague's at the line. Just over the glove side. Crossbar. And we're back at even strength. We got Noah Cunningham back out on the ice after the penalty box got cleared. Gonna take a shift or two. So if you're a volunteer and you're that sort of person, the Red Wings are always looking for volunteers for their announcing booth, for the ticketing, all kinds of stuff like that. So if you're interested in that, get a hold of the Red Wings on Facebook. Oh, tipped. Garner needed to be aware on that one. It was tipped just in front. Not a fast puck, but it did take a weird bounce. Couture behind his net. Up into the neutral zone, grabbed by Poussette. He passes back to the defensive zone. Oh. Shot just wide of the net there on a nice little feed. Cunningham tried to feed that out, but nobody was there with the stick down. Save there. Cunningham bumps his man at the blue line. Red Wings head out. Knocked off the stick of Anderson. Anderson gives chase into the corner. Eagles passing it back around behind their net in their own zone now. Up and a little too far. Owen Paul dumps that up. Noah Cunningham feeds it back. Right back to him off the boards. Getting a little bit of trouble there. Up to Owen Paul. And that one's up into the mesh, so we're going to have a face-off. Sutherland clears it across. Ends up on a Edson stick. Way up. Just about into the Edson bench there. Edson 3 wide, but there's 3 Red Wings there waiting for him. Big E gets a little hit. Oh, a hit on. Who was that? Regan Supernault. Hit on Supernault there. There we go. Big hit there again. Maybe we're gonna get interference. I don't know what's gonna go on there. Ref's got his arm up. Benches are loud. Rink wide pass. Ty Cunningham wheeling in a neutral zone back into the defensive zone. Bit of a hit there on Jordan Anderson. Stayed on his feet. Sutherland at the line. All the way down. That one actually hits the net. Goalie had to play it. We've got about a minute 15 in the Red Wings power play. Noah Cunningham heads up through the neutral zone. Shot and a goal. .8:22 remaining in the first period. Shots are 2-12 according to the shot clock. Not so sure about that, but Noah Cunningham passes it over, gets it fed back to him. Save, batted in the air behind the net. It's a battle. Edson manages to clear it. Baker's going to head back. That one's going to get a whistle. Oh, shot clock went up. It says 3 shots to 12 now, so maybe it is accurate. I've just been busy switching cameras. Oh, hit a little bit of metal with that one and ended up in the mesh, so we're going to have us a face-off over in the Red Wing zone. Couture doesn't quite get that one out. Through the blue paint, doesn't go anywhere. Cleared all the way down. No icing on that one. Just hitting the 7-minute mark remaining in the first period as Eagles pass across to McFarland. Ends up on Coutre's stick. And then Baker. Baker was trying to get it to Cuthbert, but it didn't happen. Cardinal heads up. That one comes right back across the red line. Dumped in by Baker. Right around the net. Right out in front. Dangerous there. Dumped up by the Eagles. McFarland gaining some speed. Noah Cunningham couldn't quite keep it on his stick through the neutral zone. Gives chase. Dumps that back. Reed was battling for it there. Ernie dumps it in. And Edson's going to head out across their blue line through center. And that one came right out across the line again. Shots are now 4-13. Edson leading that battle as well as the score. It is a 1-goal game with Edson leading. And it looks like we're going to get... Reed is going to take a 2-minute break in the box. So we got 5-on-4 hockey. Tripping was the call for Reed. Edson trying to get a shot, but they're just kind of wheeling in the zone. Hardy there, keeping it on his stick. Gaucher behind him. Sneaks past Gaucher's stick. Edson needs to head out and reset outside the line. Making another run. Wood to Hardy, bounces through Hardy's stick. Cunningham giving chase there, not making it easy for Hardy. Hit a shin pad in the neutral zone there. Here comes Edson. Got a battle for the puck. Right along the boards. Oh, Red Wing down. Oh, that one just was an odd one. He went to hit it, didn't get much stick on it, and it just kind of coasted in the net. It fooled Garner there on that one. Pretty hard to stop something like that. So we'll head back to center ice. We've now got a 2-goal game for Edson in our first period. Cuthbert makes a run into the zone. Doesn't quite make it to the corner, and the Eagles head out. Garner's going to hang on to that one. Looks like Cuthbert's taking this face off. Gets called out. Baker in there. Well, off the chest protector of Garner. Big rebound, but his teammates were there. Bouncing off a few sticks and skates into neutral zone. Looking for a trip call there, I think, but didn't hit the ice. So Couture backing up. Garner pads that one off to his left. Eagles trying to get it out front. Baker with it. Edson in their zone, hard off the glass into the neutral zone. Just at 3.5 minutes left, and we're going to get another call here. Getting a little rough. I guess the refs want to keep it under control. High and wide glove side. Not by much, though. At the line. Looking for a shot. Way up. Makes a hole in the insulation up there. The holes up there. Eagles just about got a break there, but Cunningham was back in the neutral zone quick. Leaves it for Paul. Paul's going to head behind his net. Comes Noah Cunningham up the line. Red Wings have got one. Got a 2-2 game now. Gotta update my score clock. Too much stuff to keep track of. So we've got a 2-2 game with 2:39 remaining in our first period. Owen Paul was the goal scorer on that one, number 41. Red Wings having a bit of trouble keeping it on the stick there in their zone. Edson gets a shot on net. And Garner's going to smother that one. Go for another faceoff. Just over 2 minutes. 2 minutes 14 remaining in our first period. Red Wings going to have a couple players change out. Baker clears it around. Cross ice to Paul, to Cunningham. Poke checked away. Oh. Nice little play there, but it didn't work out. McFarland heads in, and a little too fast on that one. One step too quick. Tie game shots are now 6-16 for Edson, leading that, 16 up. But we do have a tie game. Campbell. Edson behind their net. Big crunch there in the corner. Both players down. Over the net, lands on top of the net. That's going to be a stoppage in play with 1:19 remaining. Shot wide into the corner. Edson ends up with it, tried to get it into the slot, but nobody was going to let that happen. Up into the neutral zone, ends up. Last minute of play, and we've got the Red Wings in their own zone. Baker looking for a feed. Gets it in the neutral zone, but it's right onto an Eagles stick. They retain possession in the offensive zone. Shot on net there. Garner had to stand tall for that one. Final 20 seconds. Edson with a pass, and they're going to just dump it around the net. Garner does stop that. Baker across to Coutre. Coutre back to Baker. Baker dumps it up. Cleared into the neutral zone. Carafel couldn't quite get there. Okay, folks, we're going to take about 15 minutes to do a flood, and then we will be back. kick. All right, we're back for period 2. Another 20 minutes of NJHL hockey with the High Prairie Red Wings and the Edson Eagles. See what goes on this period. Good game of hockey. Good period of hockey the first period. We got Anderson, Sutherland, Cunningham, and Paul. A little louder in here than the first period. It's not a bad thing. It's in behind their own net. And that's an icing. Go back to the other end, do that again. That squeaks out past Jordan Anderson. He gives chase. Edson ends up with it. Fans on that shot. Wings get a chance there. Across to Owen Paul. Gets his pocket pick there, but Cunningham ends up with it. Stolen from Cunningham in the corner. Shot on, but it was blocked. Glove save there, but it didn't stay in the pocket, so it bounced out into the corner. Edson heads out. Behind the net, the Red Wings. That pass gets fanned on. Eagles keep it in. Shot wide of the net. Eagles again behind the net. Red Wings end up with it on their stick, and out they head. Owen Paul in the lead. Jordan Anderson wheels around the net there. All the way around behind the Red Wings net. The Eagles do end up with it, but Cunningham gives chase. A little bit of a break for Cunningham. Just wide. Shot on. It ends up behind the Eagles net. Eagles with it in the corner in the Red Wings zone. Oh. All right, Baker drops it to Couture behind the Red Wings net. Couture heads out. Ends up bouncing off a couple skates, concluding his own, and the Eagles end up with it. Shot on net ends up high and into the mesh. We're at 17 minutes in of our second period. 17 minutes remaining in our second period. Our shots are 18-7 for Edson with a 2-goal game, 2 each. Edson does get it dumped behind the Red Wings net. Couture gets it up there to Elijah Carafell. Eagles just about with a clear break there, but you get stopped. Shot doesn't quite have any mustard on it, so it ends up just in the corner with Edson player. A little bit of bumping in the corner. Baker ends up chasing it into the Red Wings corner and up, across. Cuthbert was heading in. Looks like we've got Elijah Carafell heading into the box. We'll find out what the call on that is. Cunningham wins that faceoff, dumps it over to Baker. Gets dumped out. Sprags for Edson back for that one. Oh. Ty Cunningham taken down around the net as he was going for the puck. Shakes his head. Edson up through. Edson in the offensive zone behind the Red Wings net. In the corner and dumped out. That one's going to go all the way down. We've got a Cunningham gets his blade on that one. Ty Cunningham in the offensive zone. Here come the Eagles. Headed out. Wheeling through the zone. Ty Cunningham clears that one. Edson wheels through the neutral zone. Coming in fast. No shot. Wheels around. Back to the blue line. It gets dumped out. They've got to reset now. Got to clear the zone and head back in. Behind the net. Red Wings clear the penalty box. Still one Edson player in there. Broken up by Nolan Hamlin. Up to Elijah Carafell. Cuthbert in the corner. Doesn't quite end up with it. Oh! Mike Yellowney took a fall there backwards. Dangerous is headed towards the boards head first, but he got sat up, saved himself from some injury. Shot on net by Edson. With 13:39 remaining in our second period, we still got a game tied at 2. Battle in the corner. Edson tries to get it out front. Ends up on a wing stick. Kept in by Edson. Shot dumped in, but didn't make it to the net. Redmond's looking to handle this one now. Across ice. Bounces off the blade. It does end up in the zone. Edson behind their own net. Cunningham gets it at the blue line. Over. Shot on net. Sticked into the corner. And Edson grabs it and heads out. Shot just wide on the glove side. Cunningham coming in fast. Taps it into the zone. Edson behind their own net. Owen Paul in there. Nice stick there by Anderson. Gets it dumped into the zone. Behind the net. All the way around. Nope, it's going to get stopped behind the net. Cleared out front. Kept in. Oh, good opportunity there for the Red Wings. Lots of traffic. That one knocks a twig right out of the hand of the Edson player, and Edson heads across the line into the Red Wings zone. Shot high to the blocker side. Fed up to Owen Paul. Still on his stick in the zone. It gets cleared over to the far side of the Edson end. And that one's going to go all the way down. We're going to have an icing. We've got 11:07 remaining in our second period. Shots are 21-10. Oh. Ball gets tangled up. Baker in the Red Wing zone. Tries to clear it up. It ends up hitting the linesman. Shot up in the neutral zone by Paul. Ty Cunningham does dump it into the Edson zone. Noah Cunningham gives chase there a little bit. Baker and Couture backing up. Nice save there by Garner. Kept the shoulder up. Here comes Chris Couture. Batted back in by Ty Cunningham. And Kobe Campbell heads back out on the ice for the Wings. Cunningham takes a break. Owen Paul still out there. Baker, Chris Couture, Noah Cunningham. Paul gets that one on his stick, dumps it back to Couture on the line. Campbell wanted a chance at that one, didn't get it. Noah Cunningham in the Edson zone. Edson clears it up. Gaucher in the neutral zone for Edson. Shot on net, wide. Oh. Garner was down. Not sure what the whistle was for, but we're getting a little bit of talking going on down there. The net moved. Looks like they're adjusting the net for Garner there. Something was going on. Anyways, we're going to have a face-off to the right. Edson manages to keep it in the offensive zone there. Crowchild gives chase. Garner had to reach for that one. behind the net. Nolan Hamlin clears it up. Try to go cross ice there. It didn't quite work. Off of Crowchild. Batted through the air there. Crowchild. Blocker to side by Garner. Big puck battle in front of the net there. Red Wings still battling for it in the corner in their own zone. It does get cleared out into the neutral zone. Dumped right back in on net. Garner throws that one down. Here's it up. And here comes Joey Reed. High over the net on that shot. Wide open look there. And we got a arm up. We might have a tripping call here, I think. Edson's going to be a man down. Red Wings having a little conversation on the ice before the face-off, making some plans, I guess. Edson through the neutral zone, dump it into the corner. Cunningham shovels it back to his own corner behind the net. And the Red Wings head out. Sutherland drops it back for Cunningham. Noah Cunningham right around the net to Ty Cunningham. Owen Paul at the line. Does get it shoveled back in. Edson shoots it the length of the ice. Garner had to pounce on that one. It was fooling him, rolling around between his skates. No chances there. He wanted to just stop that. Definitely rolling towards his crease. Just over 6.5 minutes remaining. Craig for Edson dumps it into the Red Wings corner. Little tap pass to Owen Paul. He drops it back. Shot. Right across. Noah Cunningham misses it in the corner. It gets wheeled around. Oh, it does clear the zone. Paul trying to get that puck back. Nice feed there. Ty Cunningham with the stick behind the back. Owen Paul does manage to keep it in. Ends up on Edson's tape, though. And they do clear it off the glass. Garner's going to stop that one. Garner's going to handle that long shot again. Feed it over to Baker. Couture gives chase. High and up into the mesh. glove side of Edson's net. 5 minutes remaining. We've got a shot clock that says 27-10. Edson leads that battle. Boys are banging the sticks on the boards, trying to get their teammates fired up. Behind Edson's net, off the glass, does get cleared. Just wide. Garner had to shovel that one aside into the corner as well. Edson in the corner, fighting for it. Behind the net. Tries to dump it up. Baker ends up with it. Rink wide. Ends up on Edson's tape. Cleared out by Baker again. Baker's become a real solid addition to this team over the last few years. It's been a real pleasure to watch him grow and get better at his game and put in the hard work. Baker again off the glass, ends up on Edson's stick at the neutral, at the red line. Coutre with it. Supernal right in front of Edson's bench. Shot high and wide, blocker side. Edson, it gets dumped out. Baker gets to get back in position. Coutre on his side. Shot right on net by Noah Cunningham there on a rush all alone. Looks like we've got face-off going on here. Red Wings in the Edson zone. Shot right on the logo. And a stop. 3 minutes remaining. 3 minutes, 4 seconds remaining. No goals this period so far. Still a 2-2 game coming up to the end of our second period. Face off, and Cunningham tries to shovel that behind the net. Ball with it over to Cunningham. Shot wide. Looks like Leclerc is heading out. Edson. Hard fall there. The top of the circle. Crowchild behind the net. High over the net. Cleared right back out front. Nobody there for it. Nolan Hamlin battling for it along the boards. Dumps it over to Owen Paul. Crowchild can't quite keep it on the stick. Bounces over his stick, so Cunningham is back to stop that one. Edson behind the net. Paul with it on his stick. Can't quite get it cleared. Another save by Garner. And Edson gets one with just 1 minute 50 remaining. So we've got a 3-2 game. Eagles clear right around the Red Wings net. Here comes Cuthbert for the Red Wings. Oh, got to leave that one alone. Final minute of play in our second period. Anderson right in front of the benches, battling for it. Cardinal over, looking for a feed. Got Cuthbert along the boards. Gonna try that again. We're gonna get a whistle on that one. 29 seconds remaining. Shots are 13 to 29. Edson leading the game 3-2 and leading the shot clock 29 to 13. Looks like we'll get some line changes here. Couture dumps it in. Doucette behind his own net. Up to the top of the circle. Right back around the net. Hammered out. And we've got just under 10 seconds remaining. And that one's going to go back to the other end. And that's going to do it for the period. With final shot on net by Edson on Garner. So we've got a 3-2 game with Edson leading at the end of the second period. Our shots are 30 to 13. Hang around. I think the Red Wings are going to do their frisbee toss. I saw them out selling frisbees earlier. So there'll be a frisbee toss going on here just shortly, folks. Checkity check, check. You hear all right? All right. So we are going to get ready for our third period of High Prairie Red Wings, Edson Eagles NJHL action. We have a 3-2 game. Our ice is polished and ready. Cameras are ready. We're just waiting for some refs. Looks like we've got one now. 1 out of 3 isn't bad. There's the other 2. Thanks to the folks that come out to the arena. We appreciate you being here. If you're watching online, we appreciate it as well. Thanks for watching. Edson says they need some energy. Well, that's what they're going to do, I guess. Shots are 13-30. Edson leading that. The other thing I do is I play, so if I'm doing a Regals game, you'll see here, I play commercials and stuff too. So it's a lot for one guy to do, as you can see. But you're shy, you're not talking on the mic, so here I could be talking to myself here and everyone's just gonna think I'm crazy. We got a visitor up in the booth. And I am there we are. Must be cold, my nose is running. Right. I think we're just about ready. Ref standing at the other side of the ice there. They're heading out to center. And boys are banging on the boards with the sticks. We're ready to play our third period of NJHL hockey. Thanks for watching if you're watching a live stream. If you do happen to come out to the arena, make sure you buy some Frisbees. There's a good amount of money every year. That ends up a couple times. We've had it up over $1,600, $1,700. So we've had some big winners. Jonah's saying hurry up at the center circle. And we're off. Ty Cunningham clears it across. Owen Paul, it ends up in an Edson player's jersey. They keep it in. Oh, quick goal there. Just a bad bounce. Pretty hard to stop that. So Edson starts the period just 14 seconds in with a goal. We're going to head back to center ice. I need to up my goal here. All right. Let's have a face-off. No shot there. Ty Cunningham dumps it into Edson's corner. And that's going to get gloved down. We're going to have a face-off probably to the blocker side of Edson's goaltender. Paul does get a stick on it. It's in the Edson zone. Owen Paul. We got Noah Cunningham coming in fast. Edson coming in. Tried to clear it into the slot. Nothing happening there. Owen Paul shovels it over. And Sutherland clears it up, and it looks like we've got Noah Cunningham again. Edson doesn't manage to clear the zone. They're going to reset behind their net. Cleared rink wide. Coutre across to Baker. Baker heads behind the net, gains some speed. Keeps his man off with an arm there. Ends up across the blue line, but Edson comes right through the neutral zone with it. Cuthbert tried to get that up, but didn't get across the line. Shot right on. Garner's going to glove that one down. Clears it up. Cuthbert coming in fast. Back. Oh! How about that, folks? Right. This is fun, right? Coutre misses that one. Edson keeps it in the zone. Trying to shovel it out front, doesn't get there. Nice work by Baker behind the net. Edson dumps it back into their own zone. Uh-oh. Goaltender got a bit of a run there. Coutre doesn't like that too much. Gardner's going to skate away. Coutre pushes his man down. No fight happening there. Gloves and helmets stayed on, but looks like they're going to take a break anyways. Some serious jawing going on in the penalty box. See how this pans out. We've got two wings in the box. Coutre saying you turtle. Calling him a turtle. Cunningham over there to find out what the call is so he can bring it back to the bench. Playing the weirdest music tonight. Schneider and Cunningham waiting for the call. We've got a 4-3 game. Shots are 32-14. Both led by Edson. We're just under 3 minutes into our third period. Lots of action already. taking some time to discuss this one. Coutret's in there. And Baker, too. Well, then. The defensive line is in the box. Some heavy discussion going on here, folks, I'll tell you. So if you're into it, I also do the Regals live streams if you want to check those out. We've got 8 home games. Our next home game is Fort St. John on November 8th. Tomorrow the boys are driving to Grand Prairie to take on the Athletics, and then the next week they're driving to Spirit River to take on the Flyers. So if you're into watching any of these home games, check us out on YouTube and Facebook. Just look for the High Prairie Regals on YouTube. You'll find us there. Typically, we're starting our stream about 15 minutes before warm-up, if possible. Do a little bit of talking about previous games, that sort of thing. Okay, we still got referees and linesmen having a heavy discussion over here. 2 Red Wings in the box, 1 Eagle in the box. We've only got Baker up on the board for 5. Gathering of the minds at the each end of the ice at the goals. So they're waiting to see what's going on with these calls. Obviously, Edson's going to get a power play. We've got Coutret has a 5-minute as well. So we got 2 5s for the Red Wings. We'll see what comes up for Edson. Garner takes a little skate to stay warm. Last goal was a tough goal, a bit of a weird bounce. Going to want that one back. If James and Jay are listening, I don't like you anymore. You didn't show up tonight. No, I'm kidding. They're both busy. Jay is working tonight. James got a birthday party going on. Kind of a last-minute thing. I agreed to do it yesterday. Looks like Coutret is going to be leaving the game. He's up to 7 minutes now. So obviously 7 in a game misconduct, I suppose. Still waiting to see what Edson's penalty minutes are there. We're only 17-14 remaining in the period, so we've only been at this under 3 minutes. With a game this close, the refs don't want to let it get away either, so they're going to stop any of that fighting if they can. All right, looks like we're getting ready to head to the face-off circle. I guess that penalty box was too crowded with 3 in there anyway. So looks like they've put in there. Oh, that's Supernote, I think. Shout out to my fellow long hairs. Jonah's waiting. We got the Wings are having a discussion with the staff as well. See what's going on there. Make sure everything's clear on the call. All right. Looks like we're about ready to go. All right, face off to the right of Garner. Eagles end up with that one. Circling back by the line. Cunningham ends up shooting it right on net. Paddle down. Tripping. So he got taken down during the shot, so it looks like Edson's going to have another person in the box. Still don't have an indication of what Edson's penalties are, but we do have 2 players each in the box. We got 4-on-3 hockey. Garner with the save. Stood tall there. Edson was coming in fast. Holds on to that one, and the face-off is going to be just to his left on his glove side. Edson back to the line. Shot on, kicked aside by Garner. Nice little kick save there. Edson back out to the line again. Gaucher. Garner again. Pads that one into the corner. Edson still on their stick. Sprague's at the line. I think that one just went off the side of the net there. Edson behind Red Wings net. A little bit more room out there with only, oh, that one bounced off Garner's mask. McIntyre Jr. over. Nice, again, Garner gets the arm up there on that one. Oh, pretty hard to stop that. Pretty hard to stop that. So Edson ends up with a goal. They head up 5-3 now. Still only a 2-goal game. Quite a bit different than the last time Edson was here. I think we had a 10-1 game the last time Edson was here. So definitely a little more on the ball here today. Team has had a few more skates, a few more scrimmages, and working together. Still got 4-on-3 hockey though. So finally, we've got one up there for Edson for number 9. 53 seconds remaining in that one, but I'm not sure what the second one is. Edson wants that. You're going to try to dump it back to the line. Garner keeping an eye on his blocker side. Who's set? Yeah. Just a nice tic-tac-toe play. They need more guys on the blue paint there to keep them out of there, I guess. So we've got a 6-3 game now, folks. And we are just about 5 minutes into this period. Jordan Anderson dumps it in right by the Red Wings bench. Eagles grab it in their zone, head through the neutral zone. Drop pass gets cleared out by Owen Paul. Edson skates back for it. 13 seconds remaining in number 9 for Edson's penalty. Haven't had any announcements yet as to what everything was, though, so. Edson trying to get set up in the zone. Owen Paul slips a wheel. Oh. Edson from the blue line. Poussette, shot on goal. Right on the logo, and Garner's going to smother that one. We're going to have another face-off. Yeah. Side of the ice. All right. Edson behind their own net. Gathering speed. Cunningham backing up through the neutral zone. Edson passing across. Through into the Red Wings zone. Behind the net. Looking for a feed out front. Nice glove save by Garner there. Garner's going to smother that one again and right back at the net. Cunningham taking this one. Ends up on Edson's stick. Edson trying to get something going. We got 5-on-3 hockey here, folks. Oh, I don't know what happened there. It hit the blocker. I'm not sure what happened there. We heard it hit the blocker or the pad, but it ended up behind Garner anyways. They don't seem to be keeping up with the scoreboard in the arena there, but we're going to add one more. The last two not count, or what's going on? The scoreboard here says 5-3. I've got it at 7-3, so we'll see what happens there, folks. Shots are 41-14 for the Edson Eagles. Cleared all the way down around the net. Here comes Edson. Remember, this is 5-on-3 hockey, folks. This is not easy hockey for the Red Wings to continue trying to compete this way. Garner had the skate stuffed up against the post. Going for the wraparound there was Edson, but it didn't work out that way. We're going to have another face-off to the left of Garner. Jordan Henderson heads off the ice. Leclerc at the line. Sneaking in, dumps it back. McFarland, shot on. Tried for the tip, didn't happen. McFarland from the line. Hits a pad. Garner gets that one and just snuck past him, but it missed the net. Garner's still down. Garner's still down. All right. Edson heads up through the neutral zone. Tried to clear it out front. It didn't happen. Dumped out by the Red Wings. We got 10 seconds remaining on Baker in the box, and then we'll be back to at least 4-on-5 hockey. Get Baker back on the ice. Mackinac Jr. just got a call. Not sure what happened there, if he was chirping or actually did something on the ice. Looks like we're going to have a face-off just over to the right of Edson's net. Trying to stuff that through the skate again on the side of the net. Garner again has got that post covered, sealed up tight. So that's not going to happen today. We've got 12:07 remaining. See our scorecard in the arena finally caught up to the one on the stream. It is a 7-3 game. Oh, deflection. A wicked deflection. That was actually going wide. Steered right into the net. Okay, thanks for hanging out. Next time you'll talk. That's the deal. All right, see ya. All right, my visitor in the booth is taking off. We're going to have a face-off, obviously, at center ice. Jonah drops that puck. Owen Paul. Jordan Anderson trying to make a run up into the Eagles zone. Doesn't quite get through. Baker over to Owen Paul, back to Baker. Baker heads through. Owen Paul, Baker behind the net. Still fighting for it. The Eagles end up coming up with it. In the Red Wings zone, shot, hits a skate. Here comes Anderson. Baker back at the line, gets dumped right on Edson's goal. Goalie's taking no chance with that. Bouncing puck. Gonna face off just to the glove side of Edson's goal. Owen Paul back into the Red Wings zone after that face-off. Up to Baker. Baker's got to get the puck through 3 Eagles, and he manages to. Just wide of that blocker corner up high. Nice opportunity there for the Red Wings. Cleared through the slot by the Eagles. Owen Paul at the line. Gets pushed into the boards. Cunningham ended up with it for a little bit. Hardy for Edson. Just wide of the blocker side. The Red Wings goal. It's Noah Cunningham with Owen Paul behind him. Cunningham with the goal. Nice little backhander there by Cunningham, making it happen. Had to get through a few bodies to get there. Jonah's getting ready to drop the puck. Looks like we've got Cunningham at the line taking this face-off. Elijah Carafell with some moves at the line. Behind the net. Red Wings get it up to their blue line. It gets slapped right onto an Edson stick. And they shoot it right back in. Edson takes it out. Wood through the neutral zone. Back through his own zone. Over. Elijah Carafell laying the body a little bit across the blue line as Edson crossed in. Carafell in the corner, and that is going to be a whistle. I think we've got a timeout. Imagine Carter's going to just try to get these boys to settle down a little bit. They've got lots of time. Over 9 minutes left in this third period. With an 8-4 game. 46 shots for Edson, 18 for the Red Wings. Garner's back in the crease. Everyone heads back. Hamlin, Carafel, Cardinal. Looks like Cuthbert's going to take this face-off. Blocked aside by Garner into the corner. Edson player blows a skate there, ends up falling into the boards. Bar down. Nine 4. Back to center ice. Looks like Jay Cuthbert's going to take this face off. Elijah Carafel had the stick on it, but just couldn't get it swatted down. Baker in his own zone in the corner gets his pocket picked. Glove saved by Garner. Didn't like the men in his crease. Little stick tap there. Couple big changes for both teams. Back to the face-off circle. Edson in the corner. Baker ends up with it behind his own net. Clears it up. Ty Cunningham. Up to Noah Cunningham. Noah behind the net. Lots of bodies hitting the ice the last few minutes. We're at the 7:48 mark. Edson behind their own net. Trying to get something going. A hard hit there. Shot off a shin guard there. Oh, we're going to get a whistle. Number 97 for Edson is going to take a break. We'll find out how long that break's going to be here in a second. Shots are now 49-18 for Edson. Got a 9-4 game. Cunningham's going to take this face off. Owen Paul behind him. Chavo Sutherland and Jordan Anderson on defense. Shot on, cleared out front. Goalie got a paddle on it. Edson clears that one all the way down. Looks like the Red Wings are going to have a 4-minute opportunity here. So we got 5-on-4 hockey. Red Wings going to try to get something going here. The man advantage. Owen Paul bouncing it off the boards, trying to get it into the corner. Keeping a skate on it. Edson manages to get it. And it's dumped down. Right on net. Uh-oh. I think we're going to get Owen Paul heading to the box. I think I heard him say 41 for a slash. So we're going to go back to even strength here. 3:15 remaining in the Edson penalty. And Owen Paul just headed to the box. Oh. Cunningham shovels that over. Anderson with a nice little move there. Couldn't get past. Red Wings need to get a stick out there on the ice quick. Lost twig. Uh-oh. Edson shovels that into the corner. Redmond's looking to break free. Can't quite get the stick on it. Steals it. No call there. Edson cross ice through the neutral zone. Coming in fast. Set and Gaucher. Gaucher heading in. Garner trying to keep an eye on what's going on in front of him. That one up into the mesh. Jonah catches that one, and we're going to have another faceoff. We got 5:19 remaining in our 9-4 game. Four-on-four hockey for another 25 seconds or so. Baker heads up. Nobody there to help him. He's got to head back, get in position. That one does get a whistle. Baker. Cross. Nice move by Cuthbert. Owen Paul just about had that one. Nice work by Garner there. Puck went up in the air and behind the net. Baker setting up. Owen Paul, Cuthbert with them. Ty Cunningham's out there as well. And Nolan Hamlin. Edson Eagles in the neutral zone. Noah Cunningham. An opportunity here. Edson gets it cleared all the way down. Edson's got just 14 seconds remaining in their penalty. Red Wings hoping to get one more run here before the time is up. Looks like they're quite going to get it. Cunningham across to Baker. Baker into the zone. Red Wings in their own zone behind the net. Garner just about had to get the paddle on that one. Cleared but not out. Back in the corner. Red Wings head out. Lead pass. Got to clear the zone. Get onside. .240 remaining. Cunningham back at the line. Looking for something. Nobody there. That one cleared up and over the Eagles bench. Baker back for it. Rondale out there with him. That one was just about a clean shot. Red Wings trying to get out of their own zone. Baker heads back behind the net again. Cuts it short, turns in the corner. Long pass. A little too far. Yellow-knee couldn't get a stick on it. Go back and do that all over again. .141 remaining. Eagles cleared around the Red Wings net. Nice stick by Baker there. Edson does manage to keep it in. Now it squirts out of the zone. Edson needs to get on side. Cunningham now. Oh no, we've got Jordan Anderson there. Oh, big hit at center ice. .115 remaining. 9-4 shots. 52-20. As a goaltender in this league, that's a lot of shots. Red Wings shoot it in, but it does not end up on net. Back out to the line. Crowchild battling for it. Edson's goalie's going to glove that one down. They reset behind their own net. Into the last minute of play now. About 40 seconds remaining. Cunningham looking for one more. Shot right on. That one's swallowed up by the Edson goaltender, and we're going to have a face-off just to the glove side. Crowchild clears it up. It only gets to the blue line. Edson bats it back in. Edson with it on the stick again. Dumped into the corner. Rims around behind the Red Wings net. We got about 10 seconds remaining in our third period, folks. Thanks so much for watching. That's going to finish that up. Crowchild feeds it over into the corner, and that's going to be the end of our game. We appreciate you folks listening in, watching. If you do want to get down to the Sports Palace for a game, certainly do that. We've also got the Eagles game coming up on November 8th. November 8th, we've got Fort St. John in High Prairie. So if you're interested in that, be on the High Prairie Eagles YouTube and Facebook page. Also, if you're a volunteer and you're looking to volunteer in the realm of the hockey world, the Red Wings and the Eagles are always looking for local community volunteers to help out with things, whether it's ticketing or Frisbee sales or whatever it might be. If you're interested in that sort of thing, certainly contact either organization via Facebook, and they'll lead you in the right direction. Looks like we're not going to get a handshake line. Edson's already left for the dressing room, so the Red Wings are going to shake the hands of the officials and head off the ice. All right, folks, that's it for our broadcast. Take care. We'll see you next time.